It's been like 6 leagues since I've been 1 and 2, so this is definitely painting that the time that I finally decided to record is not going so well. But we haven't played great, and we also haven't drawn great, so maybe we can do a little better this time. I think I'm just gonna fetch, do as much damage to myself as possible, and get as many cards in my graveyard as possible. See what we're up against. Ooh, Infect. I'd like to see this, because I've not played against that deck. This deck is pretty good against combo decks, and pretty bad against fair decks, so I imagine this should be decent for me. I think I probably want to take Might. Or Groundswell. Comments is like interesting. Does the most pumping, I guess. So if I take the Vines though, like I'm just on this try draw fatal push kind of plan. Since he's got so much redundant pump anyway, I'll just take the Vines. Also, generally you want to play the fetch line when you have the Death Shadow in your hand, because, and with a Thought Seeds, because another fetch line lets you play it on turn 2. Let's fetch, shock, play opt. It's a matchup where you definitely want Battle Rage, and this is also a matchup where you have to really be careful of Dryad Arbor. I don't think this doesn't seem like a game that's gonna come down to Dryad Arbor, so maybe I should have actually just taken a Groundswell, because I think I'm just gonna die on turn 4 no matter what I do. No attacks? Not really afraid of the Dryad Arbor because I've got... I could snap Opt, actually. I actually really wish I took the Groundswell now. Left them with the Vines. The Vines is probably going to be too slow. So he's going to kill me in 2 turns. And Thoughtseize doesn't actually... He's going to have 1 card in the graveyard, 2 cards in the... Thoughtseize could prevent it. Why wouldn't he attack last turn? It seems incredibly bizarre to me that he wouldn't attack. I'm going to put a 2nd card in the graveyard. The Angler doesn't really help my clock that much. I think I'm going to snap Opt. Also, if I leave up 3 open mana, he might just not... He might wait to go for something. Taking the Vines is weird because, yeah, if I just draw a push, I'm going to win. I guess he wanted to save life points, which makes sense, actually. His play is actually kind of good because he's going to kill me by so much that doesn't matter anyway. Like he plays the other Ink Moth. Oh, let me show you his hand. He plays the other Ink Moth. Oh, he drew a Verdant at some point. It's kind of good to know because... Oh, he's just going to wait. Wow. I guess his thinking is he's probably going to... Maybe he drew a Vines or something? Seems weird because it seems like I'm just going to maybe kill him. I guess Vines also counters Battle Rage. Opt is a very interesting card. Maybe I should top it just to give me extra chances to draw something good with my draw. Is it better to pay 1 mana? I really need to find a Fatal Push, so I think I'm going to top it. I do have a decent amount of lands also. Go ahead and fetch. Oh, I don't have another Shock land. Oh my god, I played the wrong land. Though, thinning might actually be right, because I think I'm going to kill him in 2 turns. Okay, there's my push. So maybe thinning is right, actually, because I don't think the extra point on my Death Shadow increases the clock by that much. So, the fact that we actually hit something good. I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize because Snapcaster Thoughtseize might help me achieve lethal with my Death Shadow. Yeah, the extra point's not going to matter. I mean, it's either going to be... I feel like based on how he played this, he drew a Vines and he's playing around a Fatal Push. Oh, should I push that? I don't think so. Surprised he got an Arbor. I guess it just blocks. Alright, here we go. I think that he can't kill me, right? Unless he's got a bunch of mutagenic growths. He could go like mutagenic growth, become immense, and then I'm gonna die. If that's what he does. But unless he's got exact... See, the thing is, I know... So he's just dead, right? Even he's got another one, it just doesn't matter. I've got lethal in play. Okay. So, not sure if my Thoughtseize was correct, actually, but because I didn't have the push at the time, the Vines wouldn't have mattered, but, like, he's much more likely to just draw more beef pump than hexproof kind of pump. 2 Lilianas, 2 Staticasters. This Liliana as well. Wow, I have so many cards that I want in this matchup. Fulminator, I think, is probably bad on the draw. Well, it's kind of broken if he's just like planning on ink mothing me and I draw a Fulminator. I think actually the card that's bad is Snapcaster Mage. I feel like the other 3-drops are all superior. What the hell do I cut? I guess in this matchup, Op just seems really slow. Like, I need to be, like, casting discard spells, doing other stuff. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to cut all the Opts. I'm on the draw, so I can't actually do that because I'm starting with 8 cards, so I'm less likely to get mana screwed, and then we'll cut 1 Angler. But I guess what I can do is I can split 3 Thoughtscars, 1 Opt. This looks really weird, especially when I'm boarding in 3-drops, but I'm boarding out 3-drops with Snapcaster Mage. They just don't block anything. So that, and like when you're playing against Vines of the Vastwood, when you're playing against Vines of the Vastwood and what is the card? Blossoming Defense. I think that's a situation where Snapcaster just really sucks. Like, is the Staticaster just a much better version of Snap? Maybe I should board them all out, actually, and leave in, like, an Opt or something, just so I don't get mana screwed. I like both Battle Rages, because they just don't have any way of killing Death Shadow, which is kind of absurd. I've never, ever sided out all the Snapcaster Mages. And, like, Snapcaster Thoughtseize is, like, kind of medium, right? Yeah, let's board them all out. Let's see Thoughtscour in. I want to get an angle. I want to still be able to... Boarding out a Thoughtscour just seems ludicrous. In a deck where I want to play a turn 2 Angler or whatever. Not to mention I have several Stubborn Denials in my deck. I don't have a Fatal Push, so I might get crushed by a Blighted Agent or a Glistener Elf. Which is unfortunate. Okay. Alright, well, he's got a Noble. Hopefully he's got a non-land Infect creature that we can just pull out of his hand. Nope, he's got a Blighted Agent and an Ink Moth. Well, that's pretty gross. So I think I just take the Agent. It's gonna hurt. I guess I do have Fulminator Mages in my deck and Fatal Pushes. I can play Death Shadow this turn. Okay. Stubborn Denial looks good, but actually isn't, because I really just need this Ink Moth is gonna hit me for 3 a turn, so drew a land last turn. So not a terrible draw on our part. Get to put a clock down. So if he draws the pumps for this turn, we're almost certainly gonna lose. But if he doesn't, I like my odds, because now that I have the Stubborn Denial, I can counter the whatever pump spell he plays. But a pump spell is just game. Probably. I mean, assuming I don't hit a push or a Fulminator Mage or something. Liliana. So I guess I just hold up Stubbs. Liliana doesn't really do anything, right? I can Edict him. Hope he doesn't draw something again. Does that put me in better shape? The only problem is I can't deploy my other threats. Let's say I play Liliana this turn, Edict him. He's got... If he draws a +4/+4, I'm actually not dead. And then next turn, the problem with doing nothing is I can't even play anything next turn. I could also just play a Tasigur, which I think is a little bit worse because I'm dead to a +4/+4. The problem is +4/+4 probably beats me anyway if I'm tapping out, unless I draw specifically a Fatal Push or a Fulminator. Not to mention he could have a Vines, because he didn't do anything last turn. He didn't play a pump spell, so it's either a land or something. Maybe like a Spell Pierce could be, I suppose. If I play the Tasigur, my clock is actually a lot faster, though. I could also Liliana plus it. See if his card is a Vines. I'm still dead to a pump spell. If I just hold up Stubborn Denial one more turn and I don't draw a land, it doesn't. I'm not really advancing my board at all. Is the problem? I need to advance my board. Holding up Stubborn Denial seems like a losing proposition, because I'm still just dying to the Ink Moth, dealing me 3 every turn, and I'm basically time locking myself by passing. I have to hope he just doesn't have a pump spell on top. I don't mind. Tasigur puts him in the spot where next turn, if I draw fetch land, he 4/4 7/4. He doesn't have to block. But he's not even dead in 2 turns if I don't play the Tasigur, so we just play the Tasigur. His last card could be a Vines, though, in which case playing the Liliana is correct. A Vines is going to be hard for me to beat, so I think that the answer is to just play the threat, hope he misses. I mean, he can draw Infect creature. I'm more likely going to survive this turn than not. And then I can untap with Denial. I feel like I'm not dead because he would have just slammed everything. Street Wraith is good. Need to be careful not to die to these Noble Hierarchs. But I have a Stubborn Denial. Ooh, Bolt's good. Okay. I think we drew out of this. Our opponent bricked on pump spells 2 turns in a row. I think he'll probably chump something. So what's interesting here is now I'm pretty sure I should just bolt a Noble Hierarch to cut him off mana. Okay, so let's think. If he has a weird protection spell like Apostle's Blessing, or he could have drawn a Blossoming Defense also, and he hasn't been using it. He's gonna have to like main phase it to kill me. Then I can Stubborn it up, let's bolt. So yeah, we just pass actually. Leave the Noble Hierarch alone, because if we kill the Noble Hierarch, then we might die to like a pump spell plus a Blossoming Defense that he's drawn. The trick is to just let this hit me. Make him make the first move, and there's no way I can lose. Because he's got 2 mana, and I've got 2 spells and 2 mana. And even if he doesn't do anything, I can just bolt the Hierarch and attack for lethal next turn. With Stubborn Elf backup. I guess if he's got Glistener Elf, maybe we're not going to win. He has a Blighted Agent. So I think Liliana wins it for us here, right? We play the Bolt, force him to... Yeah, the Liliana wins it for us. We play the Bolt on the Noble Hierarch. That way, he doesn't have mana next turn to activate the Inkmoth Nexus. If he has a Blossoming Defense, we counter it, and then we just Edict him for the win. Which I think he actually might have. It makes sense for a card that he would have had this entire time. If he has it, he might not even cast it. What's a Spell Pierce? Or just nothing. Okay, I mean, if it's nothing, I just win. Anyway, yeah, so we get there. Okay. We were maybe like 33% to win that game, and we won, so can't really complain about luck anymore after that.